The Buffalo Bills get gashed by the Miami Dolphins 30-13. Welcome to Buffalo against the world.
This is Buffalo against the world. Sports talk with Kulu
Cuzin Brad.
Bills Mafia. It's our time.
Act like you know, baby.
Act like you know.
Welcome everyone to another edition of Buffalo Against the World Sports Talk with Kulu and Cuzin Brad. And as you can see on our face, we are not very happy based on the Buffalo Bills being gashed by the Miami Dolphins, one of the worst teams in the NFL, 30-13, and that leads to another division loss for the Buffalo Bills. Welcome again to another show. But before we get into this Bills game, Cuzin Brad, why don't you do your normal ritual and take us around the NFL?
Absolutely, I would love to do that. A lot of other teams won, so let's talk about the other teams. We're going to start off with the early game this morning. The Indianapolis Colts beat the Atlanta Falcons in dramatic fashion, a phenomenal run by Jonathan Taylor, beating them in overtime 31-25. The New York Jets got their second victory this season, beating the Cleveland Browns 27-20. The New Orleans Saints got the win over the Carolina Panthers, beating them 17-7. The New England Patriots got the win over the Tampa Bay Buccaneers 28-23. The Baltimore Ravens got a win against the Minnesota Vikings 27-19. The Chicago Bears pick up a win against the New York Giants 24-20. The Houston Texans beat the Jacksonville Jaguars 36-29. The Seattle Seahawks beat the Arizona Cardinals 44-22. The Detroit Lions beat the Washington Commanders 44-22. LA Rams beat the San Francisco 49ers 42-26. And tonight's game will be between the LA Chargers and the Pittsburgh Steelers. That kickoff is at 8:20. And tomorrow's game is between the Philadelphia Eagles and the Green Bay Packers. And we already discussed this, but the Bills lost to the Miami Dolphins today 30-13. A lot to get into.
All right, Bills Mafia. We know another heart-wrenching loss for the Buffalo Bills, and how this could really hinder going forward into this season. Now, let's start right there, man. This game started off pretty good. Cole Bishop got a pick on the first series of the game. His second pick of the season, big play. We were not able to convert on third down. And look, man, Achane tore us up. Let's go down some statistics of this game. Josh Allen was 28 for 40, 306 yards. Most of that came in the second half. 2 touchdowns and an INT and a fumble as well. James Cook had 13 for 53, 4.1 yards per carry, no touchdowns. Josh Allen was 4 for 31, leading right behind him. Khalil Shakir continues to be the leading receiver, most consistent guy that we have in our receiving corps. 7 receptions, 58 yards. Keon Coleman had 3 for 46 and a touchdown. Dawson Knox had 3 for 37. And Dalton Kincaid had 2 for 37. Jackson Halls had 1 for 26, which was a touchdown. Cole Bishop leads the team with tackles with 8 tackles and an interception. Maxwell Harrison also got his second interception in a row. The Bills recorded 0 sacks in this game, and this could possibly be why the result was what it was in this game, not getting to on the ground. I did like what Miami did, though, Cuzzo. They really got their ball out of his hands very fast. A lot of screen plays to Achane, and they were very, very effective. He ran the ball well. Bills defense continues to struggle with tackling. We mentioned this like just a few weeks ago. This team happens to be the worst tackling team in the NFL. They stepped it up over the past 2 weeks against the Panthers and against the Chiefs. And here we go right back to the same thing. Now, we can talk about injuries. We can talk about a lot of things. But poor technique in stopping the run is continuing to be the problem of this defense. What's your thoughts?
Well, my thoughts are simply this team just beat themselves again. The Buffalo Bears are notorious for this at this point. It's becoming a trend. They beat themselves, and once they get themselves in a hole, they simply quit. It's really that simple. They got themselves in a hole. Like I said, you said they started out great. They got an interception on the Miami opening drive, which was great. They do not go for it on 4th and 1. They punt it back to Miami. Miami comes down and scores. Next drive, 3 and out. Next drive after that, they get a 4th and 1. They decided to do a stupid pass. I don't know. When they had already converted it, when they did the tush push, and they decided to pass the ball, which didn't make any sense to me. James Cook fumbles. Josh Allen fumbles. This team, Josh Allen throws an interception inside the end zone. And, I mean, once it was just an unraveling of the Buffalo Bills team. This team just quit on itself. The offense tried their hardest, but, I mean, it's time. I mean, we're at the midseason point. This is the second time this season where this team lost to a team they shouldn't have lost to. Yes, you beat the Kansas City Chiefs in the regular season. Great. You did that the last 5 years. Wonderful. But, I mean, you're losing to teams that you're clearly better than. And, yeah, we did have some injuries to a couple of key players, but come on. This Miami Dolphins team did not quit. They kept the drives going. They kept fighting. They kept the spirit, and the Buffalo Bills just crumbled. And I'm just going to say it like I've been saying all season when it comes to this. Whenever they get down and the chips are down, aside from the Baltimore game, this team cowers and shuts itself off. That's exactly what happened today.
On the Miami side, Tua Tagovailoa had 2 interceptions, 2 touchdowns, 15 for 23, 173. Achane was the guy who killed us. 7.9 yards per carry on 22 carries, 174, 2 touchdowns. I mean, he annihilated us. Jalen Waddle had 5 for 84 and a touchdown. Malik Washington had 2 for 9 and a touchdown as well. But Achane was the story. I mean, he went against the best running back in the league, James Cook, basically, who's been playing like it over the past 2 weeks. And he said, man, let me make my name known out here. And that's exactly what he did. I mean, the man could not be stopped. He could not be tackled. When he got in open space, no one could bring the man down. I mean, here we are again talking about Achane has been historically good against the Buffalo Bills. Let's just not forget that. Whether they win, that's one thing. But he's been historically very good against the Buffalo Bills. But
he's their best player.
Man, the injuries on the defensive line, Michael Hoyt going out. Landon Jackson playing, then he got hurt sometime today with a knee injury. It's just
and another thing, they were not conditioned. They were not conditioned for this. You watched the game. People who watching this show right now, y'all watched the game. The Buffalo Bills in the third quarter, they looked exhausted. They looked exhausted out there. They were not ready for the humidity of Florida. I get it. You practice all week in Buffalo. It's snowing outside right now. It's really cold. They traveled there, I think, Thursday from Miami. Miami was, I think it was about high 70s, if I'm not mistaken. I think it was high 70s there in Florida today. It rained like crazy, and you could see it on their faces. They were gassed. They were exhausted out there.
Especially Josh
Allen. Josh Allen, the offensive line, they were exhausted. And that comes down to coaching. You have to prepare your players for the elements. Just like we say all the time, oh, we love the elements here in Buffalo. We love the snow. They love the heat down there. They love the humidity. They practice in that all week. And you guys weren't prepared. You guys look terrible in the second half. We've been a second half team. You guys look awful. And they were ready. They were ready for the second half. They knew you guys were going to come out with adjustments. They knew you guys were going to come out ready to play. But you guys weren't. And they capitalized on it. You guys looked terrible.
In this game. A few bright spots. We talked about Cole Bishop's interception on the opening series.
Great.
Maxwell Harrison got a second interception.
Mad Max. Shout out to you.
And Keon Coleman scored a touchdown today.
Wow.
When we talk about how this game unraveled, let's go to the third quarter. We're down 16-zip. Still some time. Josh Allen takes the team down to the end zone, throws an interception in the red zone. That was the turning point for me.
Yeah.
That was the defining moment to where we had no chance going forward after that, because Achane comes right back, does like a 50-yard run on us, and scores a touchdown right directly after that play. So
absolutely.
And then it just spiraled from there. You come back down, James Cook fumbles. Next series, they end up punting the ball back to us, and then here we go again. Josh Allen fumbles. So it's like we lost the turnover battle. We had 2 turnovers. They had 3.
Yeah.
Lost the turnover battle. Didn't tackle well. Receivers were not getting open, as we have consistently talked about from the beginning of this season. We abandoned the run a little bit too early in the first half. You know, this team, when it's really hitting, so Brad, and you can vouch for this as much as we talk about it, when this team is hitting, it's because we're balanced offense, right?
Yeah.
We're balanced. Like James Cook is running decently.
Mm-hmm.
We abandoned the run pretty much after that fumble James Cook had, and we just was pass. Josh threw the ball 40 times today. That is not the recipe for the Buffalo Bills' success. If we looked at the past few games that we've won, it's been a very balanced offense, and that's not what we saw today.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you got to have a balanced attack, and you have to get in rhythm. And Joe Brady, I'm sorry. I get what you're trying to do. You got a couple rhythm plays in the book. Those screen passes have got to go. I'm done with them. I'm done. It doesn't work anymore. Teams are watching the film. They're watching the Buffalo Bills every week. That sideline screen behind the line of scrimmage, it doesn't work. It doesn't work anymore. You can catch guys off guard, maybe do some, run pass options, but the screen game is clearly not working anymore. And offensive line, I have no idea where you were today. I have no idea what planet you guys were on. Josh was running for his life, literally. He was literally running for his life out there. What happened? We got to start pushing the ball down the field. Yes, we lost Dalton Kincaid, which was a huge, huge miss, but it's time to start cleaning house, man. I think we're the 6th seed, if I'm not mistaken, right now, because we're in the 6th seed right now with 3 losses. Dude, we got Tampa Bay coming in here next week. They are not happy for losing tonight. Like, bro, it's some changes got to be made. This team it's going to be a long haul. I mean, haul to get to the playoffs.
Yeah, not winning the battle of the trenches is a big deal for this round.
Absolutely.
Defensive line and offensive line both struggled today. They did not tackle. They were not putting hats on the guy in front of them when they're 111. I mean, there was guys in the backfield as soon as Cook touched the ball.
Yeah.
And again, this may have been to the heat elements that you was talking about earlier, Cuzzo, but
yeah,
it was despicable, man. It was pathetic play. Here we go again with the not being able to identify our playmakers. All right, Allen, Cook, yes, they had 2 fumbles in the second half. I can live with that. I can live with them two messing up. I can live with them messing up if everybody else steps up.
Okay.
Shakir, he did okay. Kincaid did okay. But we keep trying to force the ball to Keon Coleman in 3rd downs. Again, I get what they're trying to do. They're trying to get this young guy's confidence up. He's just not there. He's a slot guy. He can win jump balls in the red zone for you. That's what you got to use him for. Use guys where they're good at. Don't force him to be Stephon Diggs. Don't force him to be a number 1 or number 2 receiver. Just use him at what he's good at. Let's just get over that. Let's get past that. We can win with the guy. He can play, but he's just not a starter in the NFL. I think it's time for Brandon Beane and Sean McDermott to just accept that. These are your playmakers. Brandon Beane said earlier in the week, and we're going to talk about this trade deadline stuff a little bit later. He said, I'm okay with the 53 because I believe that they can win a Super Bowl. So if you believe that, Brandon Beane, identify those playmakers. And we already know who they are. We've been saying it all season. Allen, Cook, Shakir, Kincaid. Those guys need to get the bulk load of the rock throughout the game, period, if you're going to win. And we've seen it time and time again. When we win, these guys are performing well. So I don't understand why our coaching staff is not seeing what we're seeing, and it's just bothering me so much.
I agree. I agree with a lot you just said. I disagree with some of the stuff you said. Cook fumbling the ball, I can live with that. You're a running back. Hey, man, it happens. I get it. It happens, bro. It happens. It happens to the greats. Barry fumbled. Emmett fumbled. King Henry fumbled. It happens. I get it. Allen, you should never fumbled the ball. It was 4th and 1. You got the tush push. You got past the 1st down. I get it. You're trying to get more yards. I get that. But your priority is the football. You should be hanging on. You should have just went down. Hey, I get it. You're trying to get more yards, trying to make a play, trying to show, oh my God, I'm still Josh Allen. I get it. I understand that part. But your priority as the quarterback and the captain and the MVP, hold the ball. You got the first down. You were there. We're saying go, go, go. You got the ball. Fall down. You got the first down. That's careless. You're the quarterback. You shouldn't be fumbling the ball unless somebody knocks it out of your hands on a drop back or something. You shouldn't fumble the ball. That's unacceptable.
Very
that's
crucial
unacceptable.
Plays. Very
Exactly.
crucial. You talk
So
about.
that's what I'm talking about. They're beating themselves. So that's unacceptable. Keon Coleman, bro, you're not that guy. I've tried to defend you all season. You're not that guy. You scored a touchdown today. Great play you made. You're a red zone threat. We're gonna bring you in when we're in the red zone, throw you the pass in the corner, or maybe a back shoulder throw. That's your game. You're not a slot guy. You're not fast. You're a jump ball guy. That's what we're gonna start. That's what we have to use you for.
Yeah.
Cook, you tried, man. You tried. You tried. I can't say anything but you tried. Shakir, bro, they just got to get you the ball in space. Kincaid, phenomenal game till you got hurt. Somebody else got to step up. I don't know if it's Ray Davis. I don't know if it's your boy, number 4. What is his name? Shavers.
Mm-hmm.
If it's going to be Curtis Samuel, somebody else has got to step up. Because you talk about these are the playmakers, somebody has got to step up to the plate. Knox, you're a veteran. You've been here a while. You got to step up. Somebody has got to take the pressure off of the playmaker. Somebody's got to take that spot. And it ain't happening.
Brad, the moral of this story is too many 3-and-outs.
Yep.
3 turnovers, costly turnovers in the second half.
Mm-hmm.
The fumble of the 4th down that you mentioned, James Cook's fumble early in the game, and the interception in the red zone by Josh Allen. Like these things cannot happen. Wide receivers continuing not to get open. Poor tackling, once again, in the run game, cannot stop the run. Also, abandoned the run way too soon in the first half. We got away from it way too quick. And then last but not least, Cuzzo Brad, the moral of the story of this game is we didn't win the battle in the trenches. Our strength has been our offensive line all season long.
Right.
And when your offensive line doesn't show up, I mean, you get Josh Yancey is getting to throw crazy pass and within his heat. And here we are. Again. Cuzzo, we have to really examine this. Brandon Beane mentioned earlier this season the trade deadline came and went. It was a no-show for Brandon Beane. He said, I believe in our 53 can win the Super Bowl. Drop comments below. If you believe that this Bills team was now currently constructed can win a Super Bowl with this roster, I do not, Cuzzo. I believe this team has gone down roster-wise since 13 seconds. And I really think there is some part of it that has to do with injury. I do believe that this defensive line has more depth than it's ever had over that past 5 years or so. So credit Brandon Beane on that. The skill positions has just deteriorated over and over and over, and Josh Allen's options on the field are deteriorating over and over and over. And of course, we can talk about the cornerback play, the safety play. I must say that Cole Bishop is playing well. He's coming into his own as a player.
Absolutely.
Now Jordan Poyer seems to be the problem, being out of position. Again, they just can't figure that out. But the pass wasn't even the problem. It was, once again, you still can't figure out how to stop the run consistently. I don't agree with Brandon Beane that was it going to be one player that was going to change this team? No. But you also knew you had a bunch of season-ending injuries for guys like Hoyt went out. You talked about Ed Oliver being out for several weeks, if not the entire rest of the season. I mean, you got to do something you bring in Landon Jackson now. He's out with a knee injury. And he hasn't even activated the whole season, and you thought he was going to come in and be the savior. I do not agree that this 53 is good enough. You're going to have to bring somebody in, maybe on the free agent market. I have no clue, but I did not agree that Brandon Beane should not have made a move. What's your thoughts?
Okay, I'm gonna say this, and this is what I think Brandon Beane was trying to say, and I completely agree with this. At full strength, this roster at full strength, can it win a Super Bowl? Yes. At full strength, meaning Benford's not hurt, Ed Oliver's not hurt, Teron Johnson's not hurt, Dalton Kincaid's not hurt. We're at full strength. Absolutely. There isn't a team I could look at in the NFL against this team and say at full strength, they're better than us. I can't say that about any team. This roster that we just put on the field today, you lucky to get out of the first round of the playoffs. You're lucky to get out of the first round of the playoffs. Because this team that you just put on the field today, with duct tape and spit, you're lucky to get out of the first round. But when this team is at full strength, no injuries, and everybody's clicking, absolutely they can win a Super Bowl. I have no doubt about that. But this team y'all put on the field today was not ready. They were not ready. They were not ready at all. So that will be my answer to that statement.
You know, I have we're going to get into this, but let's move on to our next segment here, because we're going to talk more about this free agency thing and possible trades during the trade deadline the Buffalo Bills could make. Let's go on to our winner segment.
It's us against the world. It's us against us. Buffalo against the world. It's us against.
All right, this is Buffalo against the world, Bills Mafia win or sin segment, and we're going to continue to talk about this trade deadline situation here. Win or sin, Brandon Beane's trade deadline is a no-show. Look, man, the guys that you know that I had my mindset on was Brian Thomas Jr.
Who's out for the season.
Well, he's not out for the season. He has an ankle injury. He's not out for the season.
I think he's out.
He's out. Travis Hunter is out for the season. Just so.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, that's what I thought. I'm sorry. That's what I thought of. But yeah.
Now, Thomas 2 weeks ago, we made it mentioned that he was on the radar to be traded, right? Mm-hmm. Here's where the Buffalo Bills messed up with Brian Thomas Jr. They waited to the day of the trade deadline to try to make a move. Brian Thomas Jr. By that time, Brian Thomas Jr. had an ankle injury, and he also, Travis Hunter, gets injured for the entire season. So now, even though they trade for Myers, right, and they acquire Myers, they said, oh, we can't trade Brian Thomas Jr. now because Travis Hunter's down for the entire season. Mm-hmm. So now you miss out on that, okay? I don't know if the Bills even made a phone call, and if they didn't, shame on Brandon Beane, because the guy's 22 years old, he had a 1,200-yard season, 10 touchdowns. He's better than any first-round draft pick you're going to get next year. Let's just stop playing.
I don't believe that.
Let's stop playing. Brian Thomas Jr. is physically better, and he's already a guy who performed at a high level as a rookie, led all wide receivers last year in receptions, touchdowns, and yards as a rookie. I'm sorry, there's no other rookie that's coming out in 2026 that's going to be better than Brian Thomas Jr. I wanted him. So
Jeremiah Smith is better than him already. He plays for Ohio State right now.
Okay. All right. Is Buffalo going to have a shot to get him? Probably not. Exactly. So my point exactly, give up that first round pick, because you know Brandon Beane doesn't do well in the first round anyway. Get a guy who's proven that they can do it, and now they're going to prove it even better with Josh Allen. He did nothing. He sat on his hands. That trade didn't happen. My second guy was Waddle. Buffalo, the reports are now coming out, Buffalo did offer a first-round pick. So I'm like, oh, okay. Brandon Beane tried his best. I fell back and had to tip my hat. And then it comes out that Brandon Beane was unwilling to give up a 2026 first-round pick, but did offer a 2027 first-round pick and that next year's third-round pick. Give them what they're asking for, because this guy's 26 years old. He's not going to hurt your cap anytime soon. And not to mention, he's a proven player in the NFL right now that's going to immediately come in and help your team right away as a number one receiver for the next however long Josh Allen is going to play. He's proven he's got the speed. He's proven he's got the ability to be a number one receiver. Unfortunately, he's been playing with Tyreek Hill, so he hasn't had that real career to do that. But before Tyreek Hill came, we know he was really good. So I would have made that move. I would have gave him 2026 rookie first round pick. Because again, no rookie's going to come and be better than Jaden Waddle that we're going to get at the pick that we're going to get at. Make the move. He refused. Now here we are. There's 53, same receiving core, and we keep forcing the ball to Keon Coleman, and there's no separation there. I completely find this an absolute sin and arrogant on Brandon Beane's behalf to sit there and say and lie to Bills fans, lie to us Bills fans and say that this roster, this receiving core, I'm giving Josh Allen is good enough to win a Super Bowl. How dare you waste our money and our time and lie to us like that? I can't. I can go on and on about it. But no,
please.
A sin. That's a
please
sin.
Go on.
No, that's a sin, bro. I want to hear your thoughts.
Okay. I get where Bean was coming from. And again, we don't know what offers or who we picked up the phone for. We weren't in the war room. We weren't in his office. We weren't there. We only know what they told us. And they did tell us that he did offer them 2027 first round pick in our third round this upcoming year. But you have to look at this from a Miami Dolphins standpoint too. They already fired the general manager that he kept on for 18 years. He's already gone. Mike McDaniels is pretty much fired. You're going to have to rebuild. And Jalen Waddle is a dude, like you said, he's young. He's not hurting the cap right now. You got Devon Achane, who's your running back. You're going to bring a new coach in. You're going to bring a new GM in. So, yeah, they want the first round pick for next year. And if you're not willing to part with that, you got to give the new GM something to go with. So they refuse to trade. It takes two people to trade with. You can make an offer and say, "Hey,
are you okay?
Hold on. I'll let you talk.
Okay.
I didn't say a word.
Okay.
It takes two people. It's an offer. Hey, we're willing to give you Jalen Waddle. We want a first round pick next year, third round pick next year. Can you do that? No. I will give you the first round pick of 2027, and I'll give you our third round next year. Can we do that? Let's think about it. It take 5 minutes. They call back. No deal. No deal. It is what it is. Now, Bean could be Bean and say, hey, man, all right, here you go. Here's our first round pick for 2026. Third round pick for 2026. We'll take Jalen Waddle now. That can happen. But would Jalen Waddle have help today? We don't know that. We don't know that. He played well for them against a rookie cornerback who had his first start ever. Congratulations.
I don't think Jalen Waddle would have. He wouldn't have even played because he would have to get used to the playbook, obviously. So not today, but it does bring a measure of excitement into your locker room.
I get it. It brings a new guy in.
And it demoralizes the team that you're playing against too, because they now look at it and say, okay, Tyreek Hill's injured for the season. Jalen Waddle is gone. We're officially a one-dimensional team.
Right. So you gotta look at it from both perspectives. If I'm Miami and I'm saying, look, we already fired our GM, our coach is pretty much going to be fired. Our quarterback, we don't know what quarterback we're going to get this week. We just lost. We just got embarrassed last week by the Falcons. By the Ravens on Thursday Night Football. Dude, we want more. And Brandon Beane said, no, we're not giving you more. We're not giving. This is what we're willing to offer you. You willing to take it? Take it. You willing not? No. Okay, then. See you Sunday. And hung up the phone. We don't know. But, we can't just necessarily say that he's lying to Bills fans because, again, I stand with Beane on this. If this team is at full strength, you most definitely can win a Super Bowl. But that team that you put on the field today can't. Again, full strength, yes, I have confidence in our roster. But you have to also show confidence in your guys to say, hey, look, I offered this. They didn't take it. Sorry, guys. You're going to have to go out there with the guys you got. Because if you say, all right, we'll give you a first-round pick next year, you are saying to your locker room, hey, y'all not good enough. I had to give up our first round pick next year just so we could get a spark out of the receiving core because you guys suck.
Which
So
is
here's
good.
Jalen Waddle. Here's Jalen Waddle.
Good statement to
Good
make.
luck.
Good statement to make. Good statement to make.
Bro, no. That's not how it works.
Okay,
You
so
have
let
to
me
have
jump.
confidence in your team.
Let me jump in here.
Go ahead.
If something is not working, you keep trying to hammer it to work. You're now going down the insanity road. Okay, it's not working. This receiving core is depleted. It's injured. Josh Palmer, who knows how long he's going to take to come back. Curtis Samuel, not a number one or number two. You're really battling between Coleman and Samuel and Elijah Moore in the middle of your offense because they're not outside receivers. So
Okay.
So
But
now you're dealing with some serious issues. You have to address somebody who can stretch the field to make your team a three-dimensional team, a team that can pass the ball deep, who can make intermediate passes, and a team that can run the ball very effectively. That will increase your defensive coordinator's ability to make it hard for them to stop you. That's what we need to do. If we
Okay.
want to really win the Super Bowl, you have to invest in now. Josh Allen's going to be turning 30 years old.
I understand.
Next season. We cannot waste time. I hear what you're talking about the if we're at full strength, but this is not an if season. This is a now season.
Okay, well, let's look at this then. The trade deadline was November 4th, right? At 4:30.
Mhm.
So you're saying, mind you, trade deadline today didn't happen yet. This is the trade deadline. This is election day. This is November 4th. You are
Yes.
sitting there in your office on a Tuesday. You just beat the Chiefs 48 hours prior, a team who has hindered you every year in the playoffs. You just beat them.
Mhm.
Are you sitting there and the offense looked pretty good? The offense looked pretty good against the Chiefs. They did their job. They did their job. They showed up. They balled out. They played good. So you telling me you're sitting in your office on a Tuesday and say, you know what? We're 6-2. We're second in our division. We're a half game behind the New England Patriots. We actually have a shot to take back the division if we win this week. That's team that you guys still suck. I got to give up a pick. No, you're not thinking that. You're thinking, hey man, we look pretty good. Hold on,
I
wait.
think you're being extreme when you say suck.
What are you saying? If you bring in Jalen Waddle, a team's number one, that's Miami's number one. Tyreek Hill's gone for the year, so that's Miami's number one. You're bringing in a number one. Jalen Waddle comes in here. He's not playing the slot. He's the number one. Shakir's the slot. Coleman is the X. So Waddle's going to be the Y. It is what it is. He's the number one. So that what you're saying is none of you guys in this receiver room right now are better than this guy. He comes in, he's going to start immediately.
That's true.
There's one less spot on the depth chart, meaning Curtis Samuel, you might not even be here. We might give him your jersey. Because you, honestly, what you doing? Like, that's what you're saying to this team after a victory against the best team in football, against one of the best teams in football. That's what you're saying. That's the reflection that your GM's giving.
It sounds like you're a little more on the feeling side.
I'm not on the feeling side. I'm
more on the facts over feelings.
Right.
What I've seen on the field, I don't care about your feelings, Coleman. I don't care about nobody's feelings. I want to win a Super Bowl.
Right. And
I
we
don't
just
care about
won.
nobody's feelings. I'm just saying, I don't care about nobody's feelings. No, you're not good enough, Coleman. No, sit the bench. Sit down, learn something from Jalen Waddle. Hopefully you can emerge in the next few years. If you're not good enough, this is life, my man. If I go to a job interview and I'm not good enough, I'm not getting the job. So, same thing with football. If there's a guy that's better than you, that can make us better and make your role a little bit easier, so be it. It's not saying anyone sucks. It's just saying that we need a field stretcher. We need a dynamic player, and that's okay.
We did that last year. We brought in Amari Cooper, who was great. He came in fat, right? He fat like a glove. It was perfect. Why can't we do that again? There's plenty of wide receivers on the free. Amari Cooper still doesn't have a team. We can bring him back in if we wanted to.
But he retired.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry, you're right. He did retire. There's guys out there. There's guys out there right off the couch. Hey man, you want to play some receiver? I mean, that's what I'm saying. If we would have lost to the Chiefs, absolutely. Here you go. Here's a first round pick. Here's a third round pick. Here you go, Jalen. See you in Buffalo. I mean, stay there in Miami. Don't go in the locker room. We'll be there. We'll have a jersey waiting for you. Absolutely, if we would have lost to the Chiefs, 100% make that call. But you just beat the Chiefs. You know you're possibly going to see them again in the playoffs. So the mentality is like, hey, man, we're doing pretty good. We just beat the Chiefs. We're going to Miami, who just got embarrassed Thursday night. Hey, man, I like our odds right now. I like our odds. But then this happens. So now we're stuck with the agony of defeat right now. And like you said, feelings. We're feeling bad because we didn't make a move at the trade deadline. If we would have won today, we wouldn't even be talking about this.
So ultimately, is this a win or sin that Bean stay pat?
I think it's a meh.
Yeah, okay.
We won't know.
All right, drop comments below for everybody. What do you think? Let's let you guys decide as the fans of Buffalo Against the World. What do you think was it a win or sin for the Buffalo Bills? And that will lead us to our hater.
If there's any haters in here right now that don't have nobody to hate on, feel free to hate on me.
Keep the hate coming. Buffalo Against the World show.
Turn me on some more so my haters can hit.
This week's hater of the week will have to go to the Buffalo Bills. I was going to call out one guy, and we already called out Brandon Bean, so we're not going to keep
buried him enough.
dogging on Bean's head. I'm not happy with Brandon Bean. I do not agree with his. This is a Super Bowl winning team right now. I don't see that. But ultimately, this team had a chance to really dominate. I was thinking 50 burger today. And these guys really played down to their competition, and they keep doing this. I just, so they have to be the hater of the week. They really went out to South Beach and let the fans down. I'm not talking about nobody else. I think everyone picked Buffalo to win this game, and Buffalo just laid an egg.
Absolutely. You are 1,000% correct. Buffalo Bills football, everyone who's involved, Bobby Babbitt, Sean McDermott, Joe Brady, Josh Allen, James Cook, the entire offensive line, the entire defensive line. Maxwell Harrison played good. Cole Bishop played good. Dalton Kincaid played good until he got hurt. The rest of you guys played like garbage. Play like garbage today. You guys went down to South Beach, got rained on, and got dogged out. Them guys beat the crap out of y'all today. And y'all quit. You can say what you want. Y'all quit today. After that interception and after that Josh Allen fumble, y'all said, all right, we're lost. It's over. It's over. And some of the people watching, including myself, was like, yeah, we're not going to win this one. But you guys quit. You guys quit out there. Devon Achane, who is he's their best player. He's their best player. He is their best player on their roster right now. And we couldn't stop him. And you see what happened when you can't expose their best player. Now you got, Tampa Bay coming up? They got a lot of good players. They got a lot of good players. They just lost today. Step up.
Yep. All right, that'll lead us to our top 5 players.
This is the BA-Dubs Top 5 segment. Buffalo, get ready.
Getting hot.
You got them? Well, let's get them.
There were some positives in this game. We talked about a few. I'm going to start here. And I'm going to go with Cole Bishop starting us off. Cole Bishop the game is really slowing down for him. In the past few weeks, he's really shown to be the safety that we drafted him to be. He's showing that physicality. He's now showing playmaking ability. He's getting a knack for the ball. The game is really slowing down for him. So for that first play, he really tried to set the tone. Unfortunately, the offense couldn't follow up, but definitely great setting the tone for the team to try to get us a spark earlier on in the game to get the momentum on our side. So I'm going to go with him as our top 5, number 5 play of the game.
I will go with Joey Bosa. Joey Bosa was out there with one hand, and he was absolutely playing his butt off today. I got to go Joey Bosa today. And you saw it. He had the club thing from like the 70s. They like wrap your whole arm up, and it's like a big old fist. He was out there balling. He was out there balling with one arm. Shout out to Joey Bosa, man. You did your thing. You tried.
Yeah, Joey Bosa tried. Didn't get to the quarterback, but he was out there playing good football.
Absolutely.
So shout out to him for showing his heart, soul out there. I'm gonna go Maxwell Harrison at number 3. You know, he got another pick. He did get burned by Jaden Waddle earlier in the game. You know, but you know, you would have been number 1, but you were number 3 just because you did get burned. But you did get another pick, and this is your rookie season, second straight game touchdown, your second game all around in the NFL, and you've already got 2 picks. So I got to give you number 3 player of the game.
All right, number 2, I'm gonna go. He got hurt, but he dude is just playing lights out this season. Dalton Kincaid, man, dude, for the time you were in, dude, you were awesome. They could not cover you. Like, you were awesome. And then I was hoping it was just a cramp. This is South Florida. It's humid. It's hot. I was hoping it was just a cramp. Turned out to be a hamstring injury. But Dalton Kincaid, before that happened, you were phenomenal. So get well.
And Dalton Kincaid, you know, he didn't do much in the passing game, but he's blocking, man.
Yeah.
And this is a guy who's you know, he's really another one coming into his own. And you're seeing more and more and more from him. So shout out to him. Number 1, Cuzzo, I gotta go Josh Allen. He had 2 turnovers today. But he also followed up with 2 touchdowns. He had INT, he had a fumble, and he had 300 yards. You know, again, I know you might disagree, but even with the turnovers, he still, you know, led us to some touchdowns in the second half. And that's really how bad it is. A guy can turn the ball over twice, cost us 2 touchdowns on the other side, and then get us 2 touchdowns. So that's just Josh Allen for you. You know, one thing about this issue is I don't see it all as Josh Allen's fault. Now, that one, I do. The fumble, I definitely do. I saw that interception as like a you know, offensive line issue.
Which one? What?
The interception on the goal line? The red zone interception.
No.
When he got out of the pocket and he threw that crazy pass.
Yeah.
I think that's pressure. That's pressure, you know, and that could have led to the interception. So I'm not going to fully blame him, and especially when he's been playing well the whole season.
Don't care.
You know, he's got to hold some accountability, of course, but he still was all around the most consistent player.
Okay, my number 1 is going to go to Devon Achane. Yeah, he plays for Miami. He was the best player on the field today. Tua was terrible. Tua was terrible out there. The Miami defense wasn't even that good. They were terrible. And y'all gave him the game. Devon Achane said, okay, I'll play. I'm in conditioned. I can still run the ball. They still can't tackle me. So the best player on the field today was Devon Achane. Shout out to you, bro.
Yeah.
We'll see you next season because y'all ain't making the playoffs. So we'll see you next season.
Yeah. So, and as of now, the Buffalo Bills, because of this loss here, puts us in a tougher race for the AFC East. In a tougher race, we are now 6 in the AFC. Here's the AFC East right now, as you see it. The Patriots on top. They beat the Buccaneers, the teams we have to go and face back home. The Patriots are 8-2. We're 6-3. The Dolphins feel like they can run the table. We'll see if that happens. And the Jets are 2-7. Again, we're still chasing the New England Patriots. Looks like we're going backwards.
Yeah, it feels like the early 2000s all over again.
Yeah.
Except we just have a way better quarterback. Yeah, there's no T.O. Come out of the woodwork. There's no Sammy Watkins. Yeah, we just got a way better quarterback.
Yeah, and you know, we got to match that guy with the complementary receiver. Let's see what the Buffalo Bills do. And that will lead us to our Bills Mafia.
The party starts in 3, 2, 1.
All right, Buffalo against the world. This is our Buffalo against the world. Bills Mafia trivia. I already got one, cuz.
Oh, you already got one?
Yes,
I had a good one. I had a good one waiting.
All right, well, we'll just plug that one for next week. All right, Bills Mafia, drop comments below. Who was the first Buffalo Bill inducted into the Hall of Fame?
Ooh, that is a
Now,
good one.
we had some really good players, and keep in mind the Buffalo Bills won 2 AFL championships.
Mm-hmm.
Who was the first Buffalo Bill inducted into the NFL Hall of Fame? Drop comments below if you know who this is. Cause let's while we waiting for fans to drop comments below.
A lot of Hall of Famers.
Think about those days, like the first. I mean, you had Cookie Gilchrist.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you had the Electric Company. You had Juice. You had Jack Kemp.
Mm-hmm.
You had we talked about Billy Shaw, Joe DeLamiere.
Yeah.
Some of those, just a few names that were really, really good. You had Lou Saban.
Lou Saban, the coach, yeah.
So,
Greg Bell.
You know, in thinking about those days, what would you say was the highlights of those early Buffalo Bills careers? Because they weren't very good when they merged with the NFL.
I don't know. I honestly don't know what the highlights were. I mean, obviously we know about Billy Shaw getting the hit heard around the world when, I don't know, it wasn't Lenny Dawson who was the quarterback, but it was somebody, and they just lays him out. It was the hit heard around the world for the AFL. It was just a phenomenal hit by Billy Shaw, which is awesome. You still see it on highlights today. Obviously, O.J. Simpson just straight up torching defenses in the Electric Company, just abusing whoever was in front of them. I mean, I honestly don't know. I wasn't around at that time. I see history books, but I had to imagine the atmosphere at the rock pile was just amazing. I had to imagine it just had to be amazing.
Absolutely.
It had to be some good thing because nobody knew at that time where this was going to go. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, you read the stories about the 8 crazy men, starting their own football league, and nobody had faith in the Buffalo Bills and the AFL in general at the time, but nobody knew where this would go at this point. So it just had to be just all out, just fun. That's what I would imagine.
One of my highlights, I'll have to say, after winning those 2 consecutive AFL championships, the Buffalo Bills, the first year of the merger, the Buffalo Bills went to the AFC Championship against the Kansas City Chiefs. They did ultimately lose under the first year with Lou Saban. Yeah. But they didn't have much drop off. Like, they turned out to be a pretty good team. And who knows, if they would have went into the Super Bowl against the Green Bay Packers, Buffalo would have probably had a pretty good chance to win. Green Bay did ultimately win the first Super Bowl ever. Mm-hmm. But back to our question, Kulu Brad, the answer is O.J. Simpson.
Shout out to him, man.
1980, the Hall of Fame inductee, first Buffalo Bill ever inducted into the Hall of Fame.
Juice.
Was O.J. Simpson. If you think about it, O.J. Simpson was possibly the best running back in the history of the league when he was inducted into the Hall of Fame.
At the time, when was it?
1980.
Yeah. I mean, at that time, him and Jim Brown, you definitely had an argument for either of those guys. Him versus Jim Brown, you definitely had an argument for either one of those two. It would have been interchangeable at the time. But OJ was the guy. He was the benchmark at that time. Your man was out there, first guy, I believe, to run over for 2,000 yards in a season in 14 games. Which was, at that time, that's almost unfair at that point. Like, nobody could tackle this dude. It had to be very special to watch O.J. Simpson play. And yeah, I mean, the juice was crazy. The Electric Company was the offensive line. And it would have been great to see Lou Saban versus Vince Lombardi. I just wanted to throw that out there. That would have been a great matchup.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely, Cuzzo. All right, Cuzzo, we're to the time where we got to look at this. Look forward. We can't look backwards. We got to put this one behind us.
Yep.
Buffalo, the team, will look at film tomorrow and look at where they went wrong. And it's a season. It's a long season. There's some wins. There's some losses. There's some things to learn from. Ultimately, we got to go face the Buccaneers back home in Buffalo.
Yep.
Snow's starting to come down today.
Mm-hmm.
How did Buffalo get a dub in Buffalo against this team that's now emerging? Baker Mayfield just got a contract. and he's really now emerged. He came from the same class as Josh Allen. And you know, these guys they got a lot of weapons, and they've got a stout defense. They've got a lot of weapons, and here we go again. We're going to be talking about stopping the run again. So what do the Buffalo Bills have to do to win this game?
Okay. I feel like every time we tell them what to do, they actually do it, and it actually works, and we win. So I'm just going to stick with that formula. Force Baker Mayfield to his left. 2 guys have to cover Mbuku. That's it. And you cannot beat yourselves against the Bucs. They capitalize on turnovers. They wait for you to turn the ball over. They are number 1 in scoring off of turnovers. They can't wait for it because they know they got you dead to rights. You cannot beat yourself against this team. You force Baker Mayfield to his left. You have 2 guys on Mbuku, and offensive line, defensive line, play the game that got you here. But man, CB, we need you back. Teron Johnson, we're gonna need you back. Cole Bishop, continue to do what you're doing. Max, you got a big task ahead of you. Trey White, please retire. It's not like now. It's not even funny. Like now, it's not funny. Like, bro,
is Mike Evans done? Is his career like done? Is he injured?
He's out. He's out for the year. I think it was an Achilles.
Mbuku is balling right now.
Dude is a machine, and he does everything. He doesn't have a weak spot. I've been watching this kid since college. Dude doesn't have a weak spot, man. Ohio State guy. Hope to contain him.
I mean, I don't think Sean Tucker and Rasheen Wright or Rashard White are that tough of a group to really bring down. But again, Buffalo always seems to play down to their competition, especially in the run game. I'm going to start right there. Stop the run, man. Stop the run. Keep your balanced offense. Please run the ball. Please pass the ball. You got 3 running backs. If James Cook is having fumbleitis, go put Ty Johnson in the game. Go put Ray Davis in the game. Don't abandon the run completely. Don't do that. Don't do that again. Please. The game was really not out of hand till the 4th quarter.
Facts.
You know,
Facts.
So at the end of the day, don't go out trying to throw the ball 40 times. Like, you don't have the receivers for that. Know your roster. You know, I always say in my history classes, know thyself. Know your roster. Know what you got. You know, so what do we say? I'm going to highlight it. Here are your guys. I don't know if Kincaid will be healthy. We'll see. Allen, Cook, Shakir, and if Kincaid is healthy. And if Kincaid ain't healthy, you go into Knox because you trust him. Otherwise, this guy shouldn't be on the roster.
Absolutely. And do not do the screen passes. This defense is fast. They'll be on that. They'll be on the point of attack. Your strong suit is your offensive line. They have a very speedy defensive line and a very speedy bunch of linebackers. So you'll win the battle if you can control the line of scrimmage. But that screen crap, that wide receiver screen, those wide receiver option routes, that ain't going to work. That ain't going to work. So let's stop that immediately.
I think because of when we played the Chiefs and we played the Panthers, those were the 2 games where we played our most physical football on the line.
Absolutely. Yes.
And I think we just have to get back to that. We have to get back to playing physical in the trenches. If
bully them.
Play bully ball. Like, run right at them. Stop the toss play. Stop the screen play that your guys aren't big enough, they're fast enough to pull. Like, just stop that. Just you line up and open up some holes straight ahead. We're going to run through you. James Cook going to find a hole. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? He's done it all season. And that's going to open up your passing game. That's going to bring those safeties down into the box. And then hopefully one of your others outside of Shakir or Kincaid can get their butts open. And hopefully we get Joshua Palmer back soon. So, you know, we relying on a lot of things. We got to get healthy.
And another thing.
We've got to get healthy.
Absolutely. I agree with that. We got to get another thing. Stop being too cute. I don't care if it's ugly anymore. Stop being too cute. On 4th and 1, your quarterback is 6'5". Let him plow through the line. First down. Stop being cute. Stop dropping him back on 4th down and throwing the ball. What are we doing? No. Josh, 4th and 1, fall forward. That's all you got to do. Onside kick. Who told y'all to put Ray Davis out there? Why? I get it. Yeah, he made a field goal in preseason. He played kicker in high school. He actually can kick. But what are we doing? Prater's a veteran. Let him kick it. What are we doing here? Stop. Stop with the cute crap. No. Play bully ball. Play the game that got us here. Play bully ball. We don't have to do any bag of tricks. That doesn't work for us. That's not our game. Every time you do that, we look stupid. Let's stop doing that.
Yeah. All right, that'll do it for Buffalo Against the World. We are back. We missed last week. We had some mishaps, but we are back, and we are going to continue doing the Sunday show. We got to move our schedule around. We may do Mondays every now and then, but as of now, we moved the show to Sunday. So please like, share, subscribe to the channel. Make sure you go and follow us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram, follow us on Twitter, all the social media platforms where you can find Buffalo Against the World. And we're hoping next week we're talking about a victory coming out of Buffalo. All right, this has been Real. Cuzin Brad and Kulu. We signing off.
Go Bills.
This is Buffalo Against the World Sports Talk with Kulu and
Cuzin Brad.
Bills Mafia. It's our time.
Act like you know, baby.
Act like you know.
Big BSF, man. Buffalo versus the world, man. Take on anybody. Buffalo against the world, man. Buffalo against the world. Y'all know what's going on, man. We out here. We outside, man. We outside.
Buffalo against the world.
The mafia, the fan base that'll die here. On Sundays, we are not cool. Any other days, we're rival. We haven't sent, we're Hamlin win. We spoke to God and said thanks, though. Having cool years real dope, but I really miss the fan base, though.